ASMR, Welsh ASMR 82, and I have decided to do another map video. This time, where else is better than to look at a map of Wales. I'm going to start off by looking at North Wales and then work my way down to the south where I am from originally. So that's what we're going to do in today's video, and I hopefully am going to help you with pronunciation of a couple of key places in North Wales and South Wales, and then we can maybe do a little bit of translation of them as well, and look at some of the features of this part of the world, such as the different mountains that they have, and other geographical features. Okay. And I hope that I'll either bore you to death or to sleep at least, or you'll find it in some way relaxing. So here we go. Oh, by the way, the word for Wales in Welsh is Cymru. So we're going to be looking at North Wales, which is Gogledd Cymru. Gogledd is the word for north, and South Wales is De Cymru. So De Cymru and Gogledd Cymru. So in the north has most of the well, not most, but a very high density of first language Welsh speakers, and I think one of the reasons behind this is because there aren't any cities in the north. They're only large towns, so that's quite an unfamiliar thing for lots of people who live in big cities. The thought that in the north of the entire country there are 0 cities, but Wales isn't the biggest place in the world, and if there aren't big cities, then there isn't a big population and there aren't a lot of jobs, so people don't tend to come in from abroad, such as, when I say abroad I mean, England, Ireland, Scotland and further afield. So I think that's one of the reasons that Welsh has sort of survived as being the first language really spoken in that area of the world. But in saying that, there's a bit of a revival in the south, De Cymru, and there are a lot more Welsh speakers down here now than there were when I was growing up. So let's take a look at the Gogledd. We'll start off with the Isle of Anglesey, Ynys y Môn, we say in Welsh. This here is our biggest island, and on the coastline you've got Bangor, quite famous, and I know lots of people who have been to the university there. It's a very good university. And Holyhead up here, Caergybi, is the sort of largest town, although technically it's on Holyhead Island, not the Isle of Anglesey. And there are quite a lot of boats to Ireland from here. If you live in Wales, you can travel up and easily catch a boat over to Ireland from this place. Very famous to anyone who likes climbing and walking is the Snowdonia National Park. The reason for this being that our largest mountain, Snowdon, is here, and it's 1,085 meters above sea level, which I was thinking about it, is pretty big for the UK, but in terms of mountains in places like South America, it's pretty tiny. But, you know, we are proud of it. It's the biggest mountain in Wales and one of the big three in England, Scotland and Ireland. So we have a lot of people coming up there to try and climb it and get to the top. So that is Snowdon in the Snowdonia National Park, with Bangor up here. This is the Llŷn Peninsula that juts out into the Irish Sea, and this place here is quite difficult for lots of people to pronounce. This is Pwllheli. 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 So you kind of lisp the double L sound in Welsh. Pwllheli. And Cricieth is close by, and bigger area is Porthmadog. Porthmadog. Places you might have heard of are Blaenau Ffestiniog, Betws y Coed, and Conwy, which is just up here with Colwyn Bay. Shrill is on the north here, and Prestatyn, and this borders onto the Wirral, Birkenhead, which is just the other side of the Mersey, and Liverpool. So this is Liverpool, and there are quite a lot of Liverpudlian football supporters up here, but because Manchester is only over here, quite a lot of Manchester fans as well. Should support a proper team like Swansea. So Denbigh, trying to think of places. Oh, Llandudno. So you can see that the U is pronounced like an E. Llandudno. Not U. It's not Llandudno. Llandudno. Penmaen Mawr. That means the top of the big field. Pen is your head, or the top of something. It can be the top of a mountain, or the top of your body, your head. Maen is a field, and Mawr is big. Oh, Mice is more of a field. Maybe I'm wrong. So this is the top of the country, and Conwy is the name of the county here. Gwynedd is the name of this county. Denbighshire is this one, because these all changed. And this is Flintshire, and Flintshire has Wrexham. Wrexham is the largest town in North Wales. It nearly became the only city up there. I was trying to say that that's the county of Wrexham, actually. And Wrexham lost out to Newport in the south when there was the opportunity for one of them to become a city. So South Wales has 3 cities, and I'll show you them later. But Wrexham is a large town, hoping at some point to become a city. As you can see, it's right on the border with England, and places like Chester, Crewe are not far away. And just over here is Manchester, as I said before, and Liverpool up here. Shrewsbury down here. So here's the border. Controversially, if you like your football, lots of teams like Wrexham and Swansea, Newport and Cardiff play in the English League and have played in the Premier League as well. Cardiff will be in the Premier League, competing against Liverpool and Manchester United next year. But Oswestry, controversially or not, is the current winner for something ridiculous like 6 or 7 years in a row of the Welsh League, and as you can see is actually on the English side of the border. So Oswestry is technically England, but they're in the Welsh League, and Wrexham is Welsh and it's actually in the English League. FIFA don't like us very much. We are very confusing. So here's Gwynedd, and this county is pretty big. Trying to think of, so Moel Sich is 827 meters above sea level. The funny thing about Welsh is there are a lot of people who say it doesn't look readable because they don't understand that W and Y are vowels in Welsh. A W is pronounced oo, and a Y is pronounced either or E. So aran fawddwy is how to pronounce this word, but English speaking people often think it looks impossible. Aran fawddwy, fawddwy, aran fawddwy. Here's a fun word. Dolgellau, dolgellau. Even funner is, is there a word? Even more difficult, I suppose I could say, is Machynlleth. Machynlleth. So it contains at least 2 sounds that are very difficult. The ch sound, which is in Welsh but not in English, and the ll sound of the double L, which I don't actually know another language that exists in. So Machynlleth, Machynlleth. Okay, and then Welsh Pool, and coming down into mid Wales now we've got Newtown. Okay, so we're going to move the camera a little bit and then we're going to have a look at mid to South Wales. Okay, I'm back. So this is going to be a bit tricky because the page separates out between all of the really key, highly populated places in the south of the country. So I'll do Mid Wales first, and then I think I'll try and move the camera again. So Powys and Ceredigion are 2 huge counties that are here, and you will probably have heard of places like Aberystwyth, Aberystwyth, Aberystwyth. And quite a lot of people have heard of Aberaeron. And if you've been educated in Wales, you'll almost certainly know where Llangranog, or have been to Llangranog. As a kid, I went there for a weekend because they do sort of activities. Llambeder, Lampeter, is here. Cardigan, where we get Cardigan Bay from, is just here. Aberporth. So this is Ceredigion. Mynydd Bach. Mynydd Bach. Bach. Mynydd Bach. So Mynydd Bach means little mountain. And I suppose when you compare it to Snowdon it is. But at 361 metres, it's not that small. That's Mynydd Bach. Again, a word that quite a lot of English speakers don't think is pronounceable from the way it's written, but we just pronounce it like an Mynydd, Mynydd. The double D is the sound that you get in the word for the in English, the cat. Okay. Then we've got, trying to think of some interesting places around here. This is really lowly populated over here, because there are quite a lot of mountains. Drigan Fawr is 600 metres plus. Pimp Saint. So pimp is the Welsh word for number 5, and saint, as you imagine, is saints. So this is the place of the 5 saints, Pimp Saint. I've driven through here, and this is Llanabydder. Llan means the parish as in a church parish. So lots of places have got Llan there. So Llandegoedd is here. Llanddewi Brefi. Llan Wrtyd Wells. Llanafan Fawr. So Llan is to do with religious word, meaning the parish. Llangadog is a bit more, and Llandyfri. And this is where Brecon is. And the Brecon Beacons here. So Brecon Beacons is also a very large mountain. It's 800 plus metres above sea level. Mynydd D, Black Mountain. So Mynydd is mountain, Mynydd, and the word for black is D. Remember, not do, D. And yeah, that's Black Mountain. So we say Mountain Black. And I think it's the same word, or same sort of word in Gaelic, because Dublin means something like the Black River. Divlin. I can't remember what is it in Welsh. Dilyn. No, that's Monday. Dilyn. I'll look it up. So that's Brecon. Hay on Y is over here. Some more Black Mountains. Talgarth, Lliswen. So we use wen quite a lot. Wen is the feminine word for the word white, Gwyn. It's also a male's name in Wales. We say, Gwyn is a boy's name. So Gwen is a girl's name, and the association with white in Welsh is of purity and sort of, it's kind of religious, I suppose, in the sense that it's pure and clean. So Lliswen, Llis is, I believe it's a type of, it's the word for a river or a stream. So rather than the direct translation, which is white stream, it means more, you know, crystal clear, clean. Llandrydnod Wells. Rhaeader. I've got a beautiful picture of Rhaeader. They're a waterfall. Well, it means waterfall. And there must be obviously some waterfalls around there. Well, there's a reservoir, so I assume so. And the River Wye. Do you want me to try this one for you? Devil's Bridge sounds fun. Pontryd Vendigaid. That's obscured with the blue underneath. I think it's guide. Okay. New Key is over here, which I haven't sort of shown you. New Key. Oh, and Newcastle Emlyn, which is well known. Over the corner here, the southern corner, is Pembrokeshire. Mynydd Preseli is here. It's another mountain. And we've got Fishguard, St. David's. St. David is our patron saint. He's actually Irish, or was Irish. All this is area of natural beauty. Milford Haven is here. Skomer Island, where I believe they've got a lot of puffins. And looking down here, you've got Pembroke and Pembroke Dock. And a very popular holidaying place is Tenby, down the bottom here, with Saundersfoot. So this is Pembrokeshire. And then in Carmarthenshire, you've obviously got Carmarthen. Carmarthenshire has got a beautiful name in Welsh, it's Caerfyrddin, which means the fortress of Merlin, as in Merlin from the Tales of King Arthur, obviously. And then Ammanford is here. Monmouthshire is over here. Monmouth itself. And Chepstow. But let's have a little look at South Wales. Frustratingly, the best bit, if I say so myself, is in this page turn. So, the Gower with Rhosili, and Portainon and the Mumbles. Of course, Swansea, and Gorseinon, Gowerton, Clydach, Pontardawe. Pont is from French. Pont means bridge. Ar means on. And Tawe is the name of the river. This is the Towey, was the Tawe. So the Tawe is here somewhere. So the Tawe comes down from the mountains and comes into the sea. So Pontardawe, because the first letter of words changes, we don't say Pontartawe, we say Pontardawe, is the river over the Towey river. And then the river comes out here, and in Welsh the word for where the water estuary, I think you call it in English, comes out into the sea. We call that Aber, and this word is consistent across lots of the Celtic languages. So Aberdeen, for example, in Scotland, I believe, well, just from the place name alone, I can probably say that the river is called the Dean, and the place that it comes out into the sea is Aberdeen. So in Welsh, Swansea is Abertawe, because it's where the Tawe meets the sea. So that estuary is the Aber, so it's the Abertawe. And Port Talbot here, Port Talbot is dominated by a steelworks that's absolutely massive, and the funnels and chimneys and everything letting off all of the gas into the air and the steam and the smoke inspired the scenes for Blade Runner, apparently. Then you've got Margam, beautiful park there. Talking about kids going on school trips, we often get to go to Margam Park and see the deer that roam around there. And then you've got Pyle and Bridgend, Porthcawl, beautiful beaches there in Porthcawl, Bridgend, Pen y Ogor. And then you've got Maes Teg, Aberdare, here, Hirwaun, Bargoed. So this is the valleys. So when people say things like, oh, are you from the valleys? This is the valleys. I'm nowhere from the valleys. And the rest of Wales, there aren't any valleys like these. So these are the valleys. So the whole expression, oh, valley boy, oh no, do you come from the valleys? It's a really small area of Wales, and I think it's a bit misunderstood where it is and what that expression might mean. So when people say, oh, I'm from the valleys, they're only from this area here and not from the rest of Wales. Treorchy's here, Mountain Ash, Treharris. This is the Rhondda, the Rhondda Valleys. Just see there, Rhondda. Neath, I forgot to say. Cymru. Ebervale, Abertillery, Treharris, Blackwood, Abercarn, Cwmbran, Pontypool, Abersychan. So I told you what Aber means, told you what Pont means. Cwm means the valley. So Cwmbran, Blackwood, Treharris. Tre is the name for a town, so this is just Harris Town. Tredegar, Rhymney, Ebervale, Blaena, Abergavenny, Blanavon. And then we come down to Barry. Barry was made very famous, Barry Island in particular, by a very popular programme in the UK, Gavin and Stacey. And we can see it's just over the sea from England here, and Bristol is the biggest city that's close by. Lovely place. Weston-super-Mare, lots of people go on holiday here in their caravans. And down here is Somerset and Cornwall and Devon. And then we've got Newport and Cardiff. So I said there are only 3 cities in the south of Wales. One is Swansea or Abertawe, One is the capital city, Prifddinas. Capital city, Prifddinas. So that's Cardiff, Caerdydd, and Newport. Casnewydd is over here, Newport. So this is the one that beat Wrexham to be a city, I think in the millennium. And the Queen had to choose. That's the way it works here. So this is Cardiff. So Cardiff is the capital city, the Prifddinas of Wales, and about 1 million people live in Cardiff, which is a pretty decent amount, I suppose, but when you compare the fact that only 3.5 million people live in Wales at all, and 1 million live in this one place, it does kind of bring it home how few people there are living everywhere else. Swansea, by the way, is about 250, 275,000, so it's a relatively small city on the coast. And the Gower has been awarded some of the nicest beaches in the world. It's just a pity we don't have the sun to actually go to the beach. But yeah, it's very lovely all the same. So that's Cardiff, and Rumney, Caerphilly, Pontypridd, Llantrisant, Tonnereville are all in this area here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Wales, Cymru. So I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about my country, and that you've learnt some Welsh words and some pronunciation, and now you can tell all your friends at work that you know that Aber means estuary in Welsh. You'll be without a doubt the coolest person in your place of work, I assure you. These are the things that I talk about at work, so my poor colleagues at work. But yes, I hope that you've enjoyed, and hopefully you've enjoyed it so much you're fast asleep at the moment, and you don't even know what I'm saying right now. But if not, I hope you've had a relaxing time watching this video, listening to this video, and with any hope you are fast asleep and you can't hear my stomach rumbling. So I'm going to go and have some shreddies or some cornflakes or some Rice Krispies now and upload this video, and I'd love to hear your nice comments as usual. Thank you to my subscribers so far, and I hope that you have a really nice, relaxing day, evening, night, sleep, whatever you're using this video for. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Diolch yn fawr iawn, thank you very much. And hwyl fawr, goodbye, hwyl fawr, hwyl. Nos da.